Hey everyone, and welcome to Bite Size Tactics. In this video, I wanted to have a look at the Swarmlord, probably the best character in my opinion in the whole Tyranid codex. Looking at the profile, it's got an 8-inch movement, which is okay. Toughness 10, which is quite good, stacked with a 2 plus armor save and a 4 plus invulnerable save is also really good. 10 wounds is okay, probably would have liked a bit more, but that's alright. The 7 plus leadership is also quite good. An OC of 3 is a bit middling, and the unit currently costs 270 points. Now, there's a lot to unpack here with the keywords and abilities. So, starting with the keywords, the monster keyword is important for abilities, the stratagems, and if you run the Crusher Stampede detachment. The psychic keyword is important for abilities, stratagems, and then obviously the synaptic nexus detachment. Finally, it has a character keyword, which normally means you get to put enhancements on it, but because it has the epic hero keyword, it cancels that out. And finally, it has the synapse keyword, which would be very obvious considering it is a Swarmlord, but that's great for improving the army synapse range anyway. Now, looking at its abilities, it's got Hive Commander. So in your command phase, you automatically gain 1 CP. It's a very good and really useful ability. It also has Malign Presence, so you can also make one of your opponent's stratagems cost 1 extra CP after they have used it. This is also known as a Vect. Finally, it has Domination of the Hive Mind, and basically synapse range of this model is 9 inches instead of the usual 6 inches, so that's quite strong as well. Looking at its weapons, the Synaptic Pulse has the Psychic and Torrent abilities, and it's only really good at dealing with light infantry, strength 5, minus 1 AP, does 2 damage, with d6 plus 3 attacks. So it's not bad if you want to wipe out a small light infantry squad, but it won't do too much beyond that. With the melee weapons, the Bone Sabers, they have the twin linked ability, so you get to reroll your wounds. Strength 9, minus 2 AP, a flat 3 damage, with 8 attacks. Now this is really good for any infantry unit and also mounted units, and you could possibly punch up and get some lightly armored vehicles and monsters in there and deal some good damage to them. Now for its weaknesses, you still have to be careful of weapons at a strength 10 or higher with some really decent AP, and more the high damage that could come with it, like las cannons, las talons. It is quite a slow model though, at only 8 inches, and it will struggle to defeat high toughness enemies like knights because it's got such a low strength weapon. It can also be move blocked, and you don't really want that to happen as you want it to keep moving, spread the synapse of your army, or you just don't want to get cornered so that it could be killed by a combat unit or just any units with decent line of sight to it. Also, mortal or devastating wounds can be quite impactful to this unit, as it won't get any armor saves and it ignores the invulnerable save that it has. It also has quite a low amount of wounds at only 10. It's not too uncommon for characters to have 10 at the highest, but with other monsters that have 14, 16, I probably would have preferred a bit more for it. And also, you got to be careful of precision weapons, and this is more for assassins or if you have got a bodyguard unit like Tyrant Guard. So the strengths of the unit is that it's pretty good against most enemies in combat though, so infantry and mounted units you should be able to deal with no problem, especially if you swing first. It's got a good bodyguard unit, and it's a very durable bodyguard unit as well in the Tyrant Guard. It also has fantastic abilities. Getting plus 1 CP at the start of every command phase is very strong. It also means that if you're playing fixed, you don't have to worry about not getting that CP and having to try to farm it in other ways because you're always getting one. So it allows you to pick more a game style that you would prefer instead of feeling like you have to go tactical so that you can get those command points by discarding a secondary every turn. And just being able to vector stratagem and make it cost 1 extra for your opponent is really annoying for them. And it also might make a stratagem that isn't a battle tactic seem almost unworthy or impossible to really use for your opponent. So you can really take some punch out of their army. Finally, the Swarmlord is great in every single detachment in this codex. It's the most staple warlord, and it really doesn't have much that could kick it out of its auto take spot, really. So, for the mission play of the Swarmlord, the unit is very valuable, and it needs to be kept safe from your enemy so that your army can benefit off all of its abilities. but you also want to keep it somewhat central so that your monsters and your other little gribblies are all within synapse range to avoid battle shock. However, it slightly changes, so if you do have the Tyrant Guard as its bodyguard unit, you can press forward more and be more impactful, possibly holding objectives, some scoring some secondaries possibly, or just engaging infantry or mounted units that are coming too close and you know that you can deal with them. And because the Tyrant Guard are at such a high toughness, and I have already done a video on them, so be sure to check that out, you can last quite well in combat against most units. So some helpful units, obviously the Tyrant Guard. I mean, it also gives the Swarmlord a 5 plus feel no pain, which is fantastic at avoiding mortal wounds and dead wounds. The Psychophage could give it a 6 plus feel no pain if you don't have the Tyrant Guard, and then Hive Tyrants as well can allow the Swarmlord to use a free battle tactic, possibly a command reroll, or any stratagem from any of the detachments that you're in. Finally, the Venom Thrips will give this unit the benefit of cover. So for my verdict, obviously by the way of talking, I see it as the one auto take unit that has to be in any detachment that you're running. With its benefits for the army, it's just so good. I think also if you're a beginner, the Swarmlord is just fantastic to have all the time. It's got a few abilities that you need to keep track of as well as the keywords, but it's somewhat straightforward and very easy to use, and it has a massive impact on the game that you'll be playing. And because it does fit into every detachment, like I keep saying, it gives you that variety so you can switch up which detachment you want to use. However, there is a small debate as to whether or not you would just take a Hive Tyrant instead, so that you would also just get a free battle tactic and you wouldn't need that extra CP. But I still think that the Swarmlord would be above the Hive Tyrant. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, click the like button, comment whether you think the Swarmlord is an auto take unit for you, or if you think the Hive Tyrant or any other character edges it out, and subscribe to the channel for more content if you enjoy it.